All right, everyone. Thank you for being patient. For some reason, my internet is being crazy. The sun is shining and it's beautiful. There's not a little bit of rain or anything happening, and my internet is goofy. So, just a quick recap, show you where we are. We are creating our Year of Flowers card class. We're going to make 4 beautiful cards. You are able to get the kit for $39. You will get a half a pack of the floral and gingham vellum, which we're focusing in on our class. And let me just show you the sheets that you get real quick. So you get these fantastic sheets of vellum. This is the gingham. These are really pretty flowers. So you will get a half a pack of the gingham, floral and gingham vellum. You will get a full spool of this fantastic white ribbon. You will also get a full pack of party dots, which coordinate with the cards beautifully. So we did start making our first card already. So here is the Year of Flower stamp set. All these beautiful flowers coordinate with each month. You get some really nice sentiments that you can use. So just to catch you up to speed, what we did was we took a piece of white cardstock, trimmed it out. We took a piece of the gingham vellum. We attached that. I have a piece of Pool Party underneath, and we have this wonderful little flap where you can write your sentiment. Okay, so moving forward, we are going to start stamping. And I need my sentiment, and I want sending you a floral hug. So I'll just juice that up. Now we've already attached this, so what we're going to do is open the card, lay it flat so we have a nice flat surface to stamp on. And put that right about there. Very nice. My stamp cleaner out. All right, so now we will grab a flower to put on our card. And I think we will grab, so we can just put this one here on the side. Okay, so here we did a die cut. I'm also using the Everyday Arches dies. You get all these fantastic dies. So it looks like there's a total of 10 of them. So I also use this in the Easter class that I did. So you can see how I use them there. Okay, so let's stamp our flower. We want to grab, let's see, let me grab April, because we are finishing up April. So again, you can purchase this whole kit. You will get a very detailed tutorial along with it, with pictures and instructions. And you will have this video. All the supplies will be mailed directly to you. Otherwise, I do have where you can come pick it up at the studio if you are local. If you are not local, I can send that out in the mail for you. All right, let's color our flower. So I'm going to use light peach pie. Just going to color the center. And we'll just do a couple little swooshes here on the petals, just like that. Then I'll go back in with our dark lemon lolly. I'm going to color the rest of that. So I'm going from the outside of the petal in. Next, I will grab Old Olive. This is the dark. I want the light. I love these markers. These markers are amazing. Okay, so let's color in the leaves. Fabulous. Okay, so now we will attach this to our cards. We're going to grab some dimensionals. Put those little bits there. Okay, now we will just center this right in the front. Just like that. We'll trim up the ribbon a little bit. And let's see, let's trim this side up. Perfect. Let's grab our embellishments. Now I just need to find my take your pick tool. There we go. Because this thing is a lifesaver. All right. So let's see, we'll put one there and there, and then we'll grab one of the bigger ones and put that down there. All right, so here is card number 1. I love how it has this little flip, and this fits in our medium-size envelopes that you can purchase. I think they're $11 for 40 or 48 of them. So you can pick that up as well. So here's our first card. Let me get the sample one out of the way. All right, card number 2. We're going to be really focusing in on the vellum on this one. I love it. All right, let's get our pieces. All right, so here we go. We have our cardstock. Let's just fold this in half. The bone folder. Press that out. All right, then we have the vellum. So this is just slightly smaller than our card base, and we'll add some adhesive. Now remember, I told you that you want to hide your adhesive. You don't want the adhesive to show through the vellum. So what we're going to do is pre-place where we're going to put them. Put the other layers. We'll just put that on real quick, because I really don't want to ruin the vellum where you can see all the adhesive. So that is there. And then we're going to put our label. It's going to run approximately here. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of, how do I want to do this? Okay, we'll do this. So it's going to go about here. So I'll just flip it over. So now here I can see through the vellum where I can put adhesive. You may have a better way of doing it, so do what works for you. This is just my wonky way of doing it. All right, so now we'll put this on our card base. Center that out. There we go. And now let's finish putting the card together. All right, so now we need a sentiment for our label. And I think I will use, I couldn't have picked a better friend. Let's grab a block. Stamp that just right in the center. Now we will grab some dimensionals. So has anyone started with their planting yet? Anybody start planting flowers, or at least go out and buy them? Yeah, I haven't gotten mine yet. It's still cold in the mornings. I don't know what the deal is. Just been so cold. Okay, so with this, we're going to grab 2 stamps. So if you are sending this to your best friend or a really dear friend, and if you know their birthday, and I would assume if they're a good friend, you would know when their birthday is. So you could pick the coordinating stamp to go with that. All right, so my birthday is in March. So we're going to use that. And then my friend's birthday is in July. So we'll grab that one. So I think it just gives a little bit more of a personal touch if you can do that. All right, so we'll put this on the side, juice up this stamp, and we'll layer one on one side, and then we'll grab the other stamp. Yeah, so usually Mother's Day weekend, I will go out and get all my plants, all my flowers. Last year, I think I got them earlier because we actually had some really nice weather. Don't know what this year's going to hold. Like I said, right now, it's just still kind of cold. The heat's going in my studio. I've been just Miss Freezy pants lately. All right, so let's give these a color. Color in the March flower. Yeah, I love planting. The spring, you just get all this extra energy. And it's kind of funny because by time harvest time comes or the weeds start sprouting, I kind of lost that ambition. I do not like weeding. It was kind of funny. I've been seeing on my Facebook page some ads for fake flowers. I'm like, I mentioned that to my friend at church the other day, and she's like, you cannot get fake flowers. She's like, I will just so make fun of you. I'm just thinking, then I don't have to weed, I don't have to water. Some of them, gosh, they were looking so real. And I'm thinking I still might get some to go around my studio because I don't like carrying the water buckets all the way to the studio from the house, especially when it's like 90 outside. I don't like to sweat. All right, so let's finish that up. There we go. Now let's attach this to our card base. Now I'm just going to attach this flat. I'm not going to do anything special as far as lifting it up. You could if you wanted to, but I'm just going to do it flat. I'll put this right in the center of the other arch. There we go. Now you will have your spool of ribbon. So I'm just going to tie a bow. All right. I think that's good. Let's trim and trim. Now this ribbon, you have to be careful not to pull it in any one particular direction because, let's see, I don't know if this is a big enough piece you can see, but it comes apart and it shifts really easily, so the shape of it can get distorted. So you want to be very gentle when you're working with the ribbon. All right, here is my mini glue dot. I'm going to use that for my ribbon. Just put that right about there. I'll just push that on. Now we need our embellishments. So I think we'll use yellow for this. Let's see. There, and we'll grab a big one, and we'll put that right here on the label. There we go. So here is card number 2. All right, card number 3. Let's just move some of this stuff over so we have some room. Now this one, I think is very unique. It's very different. Okay, so we have our green. We have some bits and pieces to stamp, and we're going to use the die machine. Now I already went ahead and I die cut out the greenery so we could save a little bit of time, because you never know when my internet's going to go out. Good gravy. And we have this beautiful vellum. All right, so we're going to take our card and fold this in half. So when I say that this card I think is unique, it's unique in the fact that I have a darker color cardstock and I'm putting the vellum over it. Usually I see a lot of people put it over white or a very light color. I'm using a darker color. I think it just brings something very different to the card. Maybe it's just me. All right. Oh, need that marker that just went flying across the table. Okay, so I also punched out a label. So the label is going to go in the center. So this is where I'm going to want to put most of my adhesive on my vellum, if that makes sense. So we're just going to flip it over. This is our right way. Yeah. So here, because I want the brighter side of the vellum to show. All right, so we'll flip that. And let's get our adhesive on here. Adhesive's being wonky today too. Okay, so we are going to put more adhesive on here, but we're going to put the rest of the card together first. So we're just going to take that and center it. There we go. Now I have this other piece of cardstock. This is going to go on the inside. So you could always stamp stuff on the inside. I tend to keep my insides blank so that you have ample room to write whatever message you would like to write. And you could go ahead and stamp some flowers in here, or add some of the greenery in here if you wanted. All right, so this, our label, we are not going to stamp on. We are just going to attach it with some dimensionals. And we'll put this right in the center where our adhesive is. Just like that. Okay, so now we will glue these down in just a moment. I don't want my hands to get stickier any sooner than they need to be. So I have some scrap, and we're going to stamp our sentiment and some flowers. Okay, so I want to use just a sweet, simple happy birthday. Just put that right in the center. Beautiful. Okay, so let's pick out our flowers. So let's see, what flowers do I want? I want to use the daisy again. I like that one. And I want to use, which one should we use? The one for July. All right, so now we're going to stamp, and I'm going to show you how we die cut these out. So the die cuts do not cut out the month. I thought that was quite clever. All right, so, oh, I needed 2 of those. Grab another one. Put that right there. Well, that could have been a little nicer, so let's grab it again. We'll do it up here. That's much better. Much better. All right, and let's grab the daisy. And I just need 1 of those. There we go. So while you're watching, if you're watching live or you're watching the replay, type in the comments what your favorite flower is. And maybe what your least favorite flower is. So my least favorite flower would have to be marigolds. I don't know what it is. I don't know. They are pretty, but the smell of them, it just, I don't like it. I don't like marigolds. And my favorite flower, I would have to say, I mean, I do have a lot of them that I like, but I do like dahlias. I think dahlias are so pretty. All right, we're just going to color in some of these real quick. Now, you don't need to be super particular. There we go. And then look at that. This was the yucky one. We don't want that one. Coloring takes no time at all. There we go. Now we'll get the green. So we have our Old Olive. I think Old Olive is one of my favorite green colors that we have. Because it's not super dark, it's not super light. It's very versatile. It's not that crazy bright fluorescent-y green. And let's see here. We'll be different. We'll give our daisy a little pink center. I don't know if there is such a thing, but that's what I'm going with. Okay. So now we are going to die cut out these flowers. So we will take our little sandwich layers here, put our paper down, and these are fairly simple to pick out which ones you want. It lines up nice. Okay, so I'm just going to line this up, and you'll see how it does not cut out the month. So use the handy dandy Post-it notes. We want to make sure we keep the Post-it notes on the tray, otherwise they won't go through the machine. All right, so let's line up this one, and then we'll come back and line up the other one. All right, come on. Sticking to my fingers. There's the sticky. There we go. So let me die cut this out real quick. Push that through. And that peels off nice. And here's our first one. So we do have to trim out the other one. So we need that one. And then this can go back. Let's trim out our last one. See how it leaves the month on the paper? So if you wanted to, you could trim out the month and attach it to your project. But I kind of like it without. Okay. And the last one. That one. Yeah. Wow, isn't that something? Oh, where did my piece go? There it is. That just went shooting. Okay, we'll get that piece later. All right, so we'll throw that scrap paper out. Always an adventure when you're watching card classes with me. Something always happens. All right, so we have our pieces now. With the happy birthday, we are just going to fussy cut this out. I'm just going to grab a pair of scissors. And when you fussy cut, you want to turn your paper. You don't always want to turn your hand. I think you get a nicer cut if you turn your paper. So let's turn that. And I like to cut off the edges as I go, only because then you're not trying to fight with them. Alrighty, there we go. And get rid of this scrap. Okay, so now I'll put the dies aside. I have to remember to grab that die that went flying off my table. All right, so what we are going to do is we are going to grab all our little bits and pieces. Going to put some glue. Let me get my little mat. So this is our silicone mat. Ooh. Got some stuff on it. Probably from my last project. Okay, this is going to get dimensionals, so we will grab some mini dimensionals and put that on the back. So there's one. Probably just use two. There we go. So that piece is ready to go. Now, these we are going to just put some liquid glue on. Liquid glue kind of makes me nervous sometimes because you just never know what it's going to do. It's going to come shooting out. All right, let's try not to get super sticky. So we will take our first flower. Okay, that's where it wants to go. And put it right in the center. I'll grab our other pieces. You just need a little bit. Do not need a lot. All right, and that one will go right about there. And then the other one, see if we can tuck that under. Yep, we can tuck that under. And we'll put that right about there. Okay, so we have our flowers on. Now the bottom of this kind of looks like a hot mess. So that's where our little sentiment comes into play. And we will just put that over the top, and no one is the wiser. Did I put that on straight-ish? All right, so there's that. Now we have our greenery, and we want to add some adhesive to that. Now with this, I'm not going to put adhesive over the whole thing. I'm just going to pick a couple little leaves. Come on. I'm afraid to squeeze the bottle. Just going to grab a couple little leaves and do it that way. So let's take that and slide one right about there. I'll grab a bigger one. We're going to do the same thing. So on the edge, a couple of the little leaves. like I said, you don't need a lot of these. So this one will kind of tuck underneath here. And one more. All right, so let's tuck that one under there. All right. Whew! Didn't explode. Always a good day when that happens. What doesn't happen. That kind of bugs me. Let's just turn that just a little bit. There we go. All right. So now we need some embellishments. So I think we're going to use the bigger dots. I'll put one up here, and the other one I think we could put right about there. All right, so here is card number 3. All right, and on to our last card. Now this is a very, I would say, elegant looking card. All right, so it's mostly white. So we're going to take our cardstock and fold it over. And then we'll grab our bone folder and just give this a quick press. All right, now we're just going to put this on the side. Now I have another piece of cardstock, and this is using our new corrugated embossing folder. So I ran this through, and what we're going to do is grab some of the white ribbon, okay? But what I did with the ribbon is I colored it. So there's 2 ways you can color ribbon. You can lay the ribbon down on you could use your silicone mat, let's see, or you could use a piece of scrap paper. You can't see it so well on that. So you could use a piece of scrap paper and take one of your Stampin' blends and color it. So I've done that way for many, many years. And then I realized that it kind of jazzes with the tip of my marker. So the way I colored this one was I took my stamp pad, I made sure it was nice and juicy, and I'm not going to do it now because I've already done it. But what I did was I put my ribbon on the stamp pad. Okay, I laid it right on it. And then I took my take your pick tool and I used the little spatula end. So pretend I'm on the stamp pad. I took the spatula end and I just pressed it into the stamp pad. And that picked up the glue, or the color, the ink. So after it dried, I took a look at it and I'm like, you know what? I think I need to add a little more. So, see, it's still a little juicy. Didn't dry completely because I just colored it. So you take it and you just right over the ribbon from the stamp pad. All right, so now that we did that, we can close our stamp pad so I don't get totally green, and I already have green on my hands. So let me grab a baby wipe real quick. Just wash my fingers a bit. I don't want to get ink on my white, beautiful paper. Okay, so now we have this piece of ribbon and we have the corrugated paper. So I kind of pre-measured how much I thought I might need, and then I'm just going to tie a simple knot. You could tie a bow. I just wanted something simple. So we're going to make sure that's nice and tight, and we're going to do a double knot. So we're going to try keep that there. Okay, so I jazzed up that, but I can just turn it around. Let me just get this stuff off my fingers. Yeah, it didn't quite dry all the way. That's unfortunate. Okay, so what we will do then is we will just turn the knot so it goes on the other side. The beauty of paper. Come on. There we go. Voila! A nice clean edge. Okay, I so gotta wipe my hands real quick. Again. So you definitely want to make sure that it dries before you put it on your card. I should have colored it earlier. Anyways, okay, so let's trim this out. And we're going to pitch these pieces right away because I don't want any more ink on my fingers. Okay. So we should not have to touch that anymore. So we'll just put that on the side. Just move it over. There we go. Okay. So now to make sure we don't have to touch it anymore, let's go ahead and see, I think I got green ink everywhere now. So we'll just lay it on here. We'll put some dimensionals on the back and lay it on our card. So, tip when doing this. If you know you're going to be doing this, if you're going to be coloring your ribbon, make sure you color it ahead of time and give it ample time to dry. I don't know why that took so long to dry. Good gravy. Okay. My hands should be clear. So let's get these little bits off the back. Whew. Okay. So now let's put this right here on our card. All right, and if you get a little bit of ink, no worries, you can cover it up